This is Arvin Vohra, founder of Vohra Method and author of Lies, Damned Lies, and College Admissions. We've talked about the idea that education is often biased, that history books will have a propaganda bias, even science books can have, and almost always do have, some kind of bias in them. And most teachers, I would say, have some kind of bias for the simple reason that everyone on earth has some political views, and that's going to often affect how they teach. And, people say, well, are you saying every teacher? Well, what about you guys? Yes, also us, of course. The Vohra Method, as much as anybody else, we try to do our best to be open about it. We do our best to make sure that our curriculum shows perspectives from all sides of different issues. But to suggest that we're unbiased would be absurd. Take a look. This is the front page of the Vohra Method website. What do you see over here? The Vohra Method logo, right? The Vohra Method logo is derived from the anarcho-capitalism logo, which you can see over here. It has the A, which represents anarchy, and the C, which represents education. And obviously, as an anarcho-capitalist myself, I have a certain affinity for this logo. In the Vohra Method logo, we extended it down. We made it look like it's written in chalk because, chalkboards are related to education. We extended this down to create a lowercase e to comprise what, for me, are the two things that go together very strongly: the idea of anarchism and the importance of education. As I've said in many places, if people are not educated, they won't really be able to do very much with freedom. And as somebody that believes in total freedom, I also believe in total education. Let's take a look, and it doesn't stop there, by the way. Let's take a look at this is the image you've probably seen many, many times from everybody's favorite bot, the Vohra Method helper. And what do we see? We see symbolism in there that also represents these political views. The upside down crown represents, in the designer's words, the anarchy of individual monarchies. In other words, I believe that each of you guys should essentially be your own private kings. And this is a white rose that's based off the White Rose Societies during Nazi Germany. They were one of the few people who resisted Hitler openly, and they all got killed for doing that. And to me, the idea of being willing to sacrifice everything to fight for freedom, it's a powerful image, and it's something that I wanted to have incorporated into the seal of Vohra Method. And again, none of this is unbiased. This is all super biased. And if to pretend that we're unbiased would be absurd. You'll also notice that there's in here a built-in black triangle. That's also an image during Nazi Germany. Sociopaths were marked with a black triangle, and sociopaths was basically anyone who they didn't like too much. The Latin motto here basically says that I don't beg. And what that means to me anyway, is that if you want to do a thing, you're going to do it. You don't need somebody else's approval. If you want to write a book, go do it. If you want to make a movie, do it. Start by doing things. Don't wait for somebody to give you permission to do a thing. And I think this is the purpose of education. Education is supposed to make you free in not just in terms of like politically free, but also free in your mind. Like you're not dependent on somebody else's approval. Education to me is about inner strength. And again, all of that is totally super, super biased. The reason that we bring this up in this video at all is because I want to show you that bias exists everywhere. Nothing ever in the whole world, no science book, no history book, no educational business in anything is going to be totally unbiased. And your job is to simply be aware of those biases. It doesn't mean you can't learn. I've read Karl Marx, the great economist Karl Marx. He believes in communism. I certainly don't. But understanding that he's coming from a bias, I can still learn from his perspectives. So seeing a bias doesn't mean you turn your brain off. It just means that you are aware that all people in the whole earth have some kind of bias.